which I have to get used to not touching it all the time, not adjusting it, not touching it. I gotta stop. I gotta stop because it makes it look like I'm uncomfortable, and I might be. Hi guys, it's official. We are hatless for the first time in what feels like forever. I hear you, I see your DMs. I'm here to answer all your questions about the micro PIXIE edition of growing out my buzz cut. It's been an adventure. It's still an adventure, and we're just, we're just making it work. So before I get into kind of the products I've been using and what I've done to it to kind of get it to this micro PIXIE stage, I kind of want to address the question that I've been getting the most. Why are you growing out your buzz cut? So the first reason I decided to grow my buzz cut out was because you guys probably already know this, but over the last 2.5 years, I have really undergone a huge inner transformation. I have really taken on self-work. I have done so much research, so much work to get to the place I'm at in my life right now. And the place I'm at right now, I'm about to turn 30. I just stepped into a new career being a spiritual life coach that has been so fulfilling. And I just feel like I'm at the butterfly stage of what felt like a cocoon stage for 2.5 years. So what I needed in my life was a physical representation when I looked in the mirror of the change that had gone on within. I felt like I needed to change something about my appearance that triggered me when I looked in the mirror to be like, hey, look, we've overcome this. We are in a new stage of life. We are doing it. And the greatest way I knew how to do that was to grow my buzz cut. Now, I chose my buzz cut for the second reason. The second reason is because I started to identify with being bald, and there's nothing wrong with that, but where I have been in my life is dismantling the attachments I have to different identities I have held for most of my life. That looked like a very long journey and continues to be a journey for me of kind of looking inward and recognizing where I am attached to an identity. If I am attached to an identity and refuse to see it any other way, then I am stuck in that place. It's like my ego is saying, hey, look, I'm comfortable. Don't change this. Let us be comfortable. We do not want growth. And if you know anything about me, a growth mindset is what I pride myself on. So for me, honestly, this stage of my life is about stepping into my higher self, is about aligning with my purpose. And ultimately, I wanted that to reflect back to me in the mirror, that evolution, that change, the work I have put in. And then 2, to kind of release my attachment to the identity of being bald or being known as being bald. I really wanted to challenge the fact that I needed to be bald to have, an impact. And ultimately, I just want to challenge you guys to kind of reflect in your own lives of what identity are you attached to that's no longer serving you, that you could do the work to kind of release, and it might free you in your life to be somebody new, to step into a higher version of yourself. Because ultimately that is the work that I do with so many of my clients. It's just stepping into this higher version of themselves that, the universe is constantly calling us to be. So that is my spiritual aspect of changing my appearance and why I felt that necessary. On the other end, I know you guys are asking me for the techniques I've been using to grow it out. So that's what I'm going to give you now. So everyone keeps asking me what I did, if I cut it, if I have trimmed it at all. I have not. I did not touch it whatsoever. That's a lie. I do sometimes these little guys, they get to having a party, so I do like trim those, but ultimately I have not cut it at all. It's gonna be necessary soon because if I turn my neck when I do this, we're getting like these long bits back here, and I think we're gonna have a mullet situation soon, which I'm all for evolution and challenging my identities, but like not here for a mullet, okay? Listen, if you're rocking a mullet, proud of you, love you, I'm sure you're killing it. Me, can't pull it off. I'm trying to see what it kind of does on its own before I start kind of shaping it and messing with it. Now, the one thing that I did do, you can tell from my last video, is I dyed it. So what I used is, I don't have the box anymore, but I used what I used to use all the time when my hair was shaved, and that is the Garnier, it's the green box. I will link it down below. It's like bleach Extra Bleach D+, I think. I'll link it down below. That's the one I used. And this is how much I don't know anything about hair, is that I thought it would just go as blonde as it normally did when I had no hair, but turns out when you have more hair, the color comes out different. So I got out of the shower and my hair was yellow. And I was like, this is not gonna work. So I'm gonna have to tone it. So I went to Sally's. I talked to the lovely ladies there. I was like, look, we have a yellow situation. I don't want it yellow anymore. She's like, okay, well, are you okay with silver? Are you okay with gray tones? Are you okay with purple? And I was like, yes, let's do it. So the products I used from Sally's to tone it, to get it to this color, was this. What is this? Permanent Hair Color Intensive Shine in the color Snow Cap from the brand Ion. I'll also link that down below because that's a lot of information. And then I used a 20 volume developer. I combined half of this, 1-to-1, mixed it up, put it on my hair. I left it. I was gonna leave it for way longer because if you guys know me, you know I get distracted. And I was in the washroom for, I don't know what I was doing. I was cleaning or something, and I had the toner on for like 10 minutes, and I looked in the mirror and my hair was like turning purple, and I was like, huh! So I jumped in the shower. So really, you don't have to have this on long if you've already bleached your hair. So that's all I've done in terms of coloring it, but once or twice a week I do use John Frieda Violet Crush for blondes, purple shampoo, just to ensure that the brassiness, the yellow, stays away. The other question I get all the time is just like, how is it growing in so nice? How come you don't look like you've been electrocuted? And I'm like, oh no, no. No, I do. I just use so much gel and products to get it down. So I'll show you the technique. Get ready for a laugh, okay? For everyone who thinks I don't look like a chia pet, I do. This is what it looks like when I have not done it. So as you can see, it really just sticks straight up. And that is the stage we're at. I'm okay with it. That's where we're at. I've learned to work with it. So what I use to deal with that is the Beyond the Zone Deranged Molding Wax. This is also from Sally's, but honestly, I think you can use any sort of wax or gel that's like super hold. You're gonna need one that gets real sticky, okay? In order to get these baby hairs down, we need strength. We need strength and the blessings from the Lord above. A little bit of this, and by a little bit I mean I take so much of this and I warm it up in my hands and I just start working the hair down, okay? If you think you're using a lot, you probably need more. That's how much of this I use. Somebody told me I can't get my hair to do that unless I use tons of gel, and I'm like, yes, precisely. That's exactly what I do. I'm just really working with it, trying to get it to stay down, working with it. I also brush it a little bit so I don't have as much of those gel marks in my hair. But in order to get it to stay down, you're gonna see the gel that just kind of is where we're at this stage. Now this part I'm about to show you is key, okay? This is key to getting it to look like a hairstyle. And that is after you put the gel in, after you've gelled it to your desired state of how you kind of want it to look, it still looks a little puffy, but that's okay. You grab a scarf, all right? Grab a scarf and tie it real tight around your head. So just make sure that all the parts of the hair that you want are in the direction that you want them, because after this, moving it is impossible. So just make sure that all the hairs are in the right place and then tie it real tight, all right? So after it's tied up real tight, honestly, leave it on there for however long you want, but it has to be at least like a half an hour. Oftentimes when I get out of the shower, I do this and then I do my makeup, so I have my hair laying flat for the entire time I'm doing my makeup, and that seems to work. So usually I keep it on for a half an hour, and when I'm done, ta-da! Between the gel and then the scarf holding it all down, it kind of molds into place, and it has been working for me for this stage. So the micro pixie is where we're at. We're gonna keep going, we're gonna keep pushing it. I will update you guys in another month as to how we are doing, and how I'm gonna like cut this situation back here. But yeah, that is what I've been doing. But if you have any other questions, please just leave them in the comments down below and I will answer them. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and if you are interested in spiritual life coaching, that is linked down below as well. I love you guys very much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye! They're living over here. No. No.